Hey guys, welcome back to this course on statistics for data science. Now we are now in the video number 15. Now this is a start of the section 2, that is exploratory data analysis. Now in the last section we have looked into the foundation of statistics, where we have learned about the data and the information, the types of statistical analysis, descriptive statistics, inferential statistics, and we also done some activities in a hands-on manner, learned some of the concepts like types of data set, range, interquartile range. So these are the concepts that we have learned in the last section. Now, as we progress in this video, we will get an introduction to exploratory data analysis, and the other topics that we have got as part of this learning journey in this section is we will look into the types of data analysis, how do we perform the univariate data analysis, multivariate data analysis, and also the steps that we would employ in exploratory data analysis. And at the end, we will summarize this section by taking up a hands-on activity in this EDA. Okay, so if you have not subscribed to our channel, do consider subscribing, and you can get the complete course like section notebooks, whatever the class notes, presentation that I'll be creating, you'll be able to access it from the website manifoldialearning.in, and under the courses page, check out the course of statistics and probability for data science community edition. Go over there, join now for free, and get access to the all the videos and the notebooks that I'll be sharing over here as part of your learning journey. So let's get started. Here, the topic of today's session is exploratory data analysis. So what exactly is this exploratory data analysis? So this exploratory data analysis is a data analytics process to understand the data in depth and also learn from the data from various angles and understand the different data characteristics, and also, if required, use the visual way in order to analyze the data. Now, the reason that we do all those things because it would actually help us to find the patterns in a given data set. So that is the reason that we perform this exploratory data analysis. Now, this exploratory data analysis is very important before you start applying any machine learning model. See, just think about it. If you just start a task without knowing its depth, you'll not be able to use the proper tool. I'll just give you an example. Let's say there is a water source near to you. Now, if you have got a water source, now unless and until you understand the depth of the water source, it will be difficult for you to cross that water source, isn't it? You need to know the depth of the water source so that you can utilize the proper tool which will help you to reach the other side of that water source. So in the same way, in our machine learning journey, without knowing the data, it will be very difficult to perform any analysis on top of it. And exploratory data analysis helps us to become aware of the data that we are dealing with, and it also helps us to recognize the errors in the data set and find the insights for a given data set. And all this can be done with the help of this EDA. So overall, this EDA helps us to prepare the data set for the analysis purpose. It will allows the machine learning model to predict the data set in a much better way. In some machine learning models, there are some assumptions that we have got for the application of machine learning models. So you can check out the machine learning playlist if you want to get started in the machine learning. But there are some machine learning models. To give you an example, linear regression algorithm. The linear regression algorithm has a criteria such that it expects my data set to have a linear relationship with the target variable. So it will help us to satisfy those kind of requirements from the machine learning model, and it gives us the much better accuracy when we are applying on a given machine learning model, and at the end it helps us to choose the suitable machine learning model. Now, when we talk about this exploratory data analysis, there are various steps that we will perform when we talk about this exploratory data analysis. So let me name one by one. So the step one that I would generally do is data collection or data acquisition. Now this is the first step of this EDA. So this is a step where I'll be collecting the data from various sources. Here I'll find the data. I'm going to load the data into our system as part of this data acquisition process. Let's suppose I've got a CSV file. Let me open up an example CSV file. So assume that this is the CSV file that I've got, and I'm going to call this CSV file as a data set. Okay, this is the data set that I have got from the, let's say, a particular site. So this is the data set that I have got from the Kaggle website. So I have downloaded the data from the Kaggle site, which is nothing but I have acquired the data. Okay, I have acquired the data. Now once I have acquired the data, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and I'll perform the data cleaning. That is the next step. See, once I collect the data, okay, the data that we get will have some unwanted values in this data set. So removing those unwanted values from the data set and removing the anomalies in the data set is what we call it as data cleaning process. The reason because having the anomalies can disproportionately skew the data set and it will adversely affect the results. So some of the common activities that we do whenever we are performing the data cleaning is we will take care of missing values in the data set, we will take care of outliers in the data set, and we'll also remove the unnecessary columns or rows in the data set. To give you an example, so consider the Titanic data set. See, in the column of cabin, there are a lot of missing values. So I'm going to remove that column in my data set. And here, if you look into the passenger ID is an unwanted column for me. So I'm going to remove that column in my data set. And there are some missing values in this column of age. So what I can do is I can apply the activity of imputation and fill in those missing values with a statistically correct value. And if you consider the column of ticket, see, this is present in a string and there are some numerical formats. So I'll check whether it is having any importance or not. Based on that, I can take the action. And if I consider the column of embarked, so these are the values that I've got in a categorical format, that is string format. So as part of this data cleaning, so I can actually convert the string data into a numerical format. So these are the examples of the data cleaning that we can apply it on a given data set. And we'll do this activity in a hands-on manner as we progress in the learning journey. But just remember that when I say data cleaning, we will take care of missing values, stop the unnecessary values from the data set so that it is ready for us to do the analysis. Now that is where the next step would come into picture. The next step is univariate analysis. Now when I say univariate analysis is a step where I'll be analyzing one variable at a time. Okay, I'll be analyzing one variable at a time. Depending on the type of data, you know already the types of data. We can have a numerical data or a categorical data. Depending on the type of data, I can apply the analysis. Let's suppose I'm dealing with the continuous values, then I can make use of histogram chart or a box plot. And if I'm dealing with the categorical data, maybe I can make use of a count plot or a bar plot so that I can look into the column structure of the given data set, look into the various values in the data set. And it also helps me to get a overall perspective about the data set. And in case of univariate analysis, I'll be analyzing one column at a time. Okay, I'll take individual column and then I'll analyze it one column at a time. Next, once I've done the univariate analysis, the next I'm going to jump out to the bivariate analysis. So in the scenario of bivariate analysis, I'll be more interested in knowing as how one variable is going to affect the another variable. So this way it helps me to understand, okay, how one variable is affecting the another variable and how everything is actually related. At this point of time, I'll perform the correlation analysis. I'll create the scatter plot. I'll also create a color coded box plot. So depending on the type of data, we'll be creating the visualization, and this is followed by, obviously, so we'll perform the multivariate analysis. So when I say multivariate analysis, I'll be analyzing more than two features at a single time. Okay, so these are the common steps that we'll be doing in the scenario of exploratory data analysis. Now, while performing this exploratory analysis, I can take up two approaches. One approach is a visual approach, or the other approach is a non-visual approach. Okay, so these are the common approaches in which that we explore the given data set. So with this, we come to the end of this video. Now let's continue further in our learning journey in the next video, where we will learn about the exploratory data analysis in detail. So I'll see you next time. So if you're new to our channel, please consider subscribing, and I'll be attaching the class notes under the attachment of the course of manifoldialearning.com under this course of statistics and probability community edition course. So I'll make an attachment, and I'll see you next time. Take care.